Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Friday, September the 20th, 2013. Dun, dun, dun. I'm in a good mood, so I'm going to goof off a little bit in this video. I also have some announcements to make at the end of the video, so stay tuned. We're going to look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today. Why? Because I said so. The Dow, as we talked about yesterday, we saw this move here. We said there is a couple different things that could happen here. We're already stopped out of this position, so we're looking for re-entry opportunity. And the thing that we're seeing today is what we were hoping for, and that was that we wouldn't go sideways like this. What we said, pull back down here, down to the 50-period moving average, and give us another re-entry opportunity. And that's what we're seeing here, and so that's fine with us. We want to keep an eye on that. A couple things to look for. I want to point out that some people have been stating, what about these other news that come out, the debt ceiling issues and this forth and so on. You don't just go buy because you pull back to the 50-period moving average. You're going to buy if you get the right signals, and those signals are things like hammer candlestick formations, and those signals are created because there is buy pressure at that level. So that's why we wait for the right signal. Okay, just because you pulled back to the level, I'm telling you this is where I would expect to find it, doesn't mean necessarily will be there. We could get more news. You could have other disasters or whatnot happen, and things could break down. But for now, we're just watching this pullback and keep an eye on it. We're looking for support in this area here, right in here, and then if we get the right signals, we'll take that shot. Otherwise, we won't. Another thing to look for will be the ultimate oscillator pulling back down, test that 30 line. That's where you'll typically find your bottom. So again, that would be another thing to watch for, and all that thing in line would get an interest opportunity to the upside. Now, there's something else you need to understand. Let's go ahead and clear this up a little bit. When we, and if you're wondering why we're buying this, or why we're looking to buy, go back and watch yesterday's video. I explained that there. But if you go down here and you look at today's volume activity that you can see on this chart, it looks really dramatic comparative to what we've seen prior. You can see the much smaller volume compared to today. I just wanted to point out that today is options expiration Friday, the third Friday of every month. Actually, it's the Saturday. So because markets aren't open on Saturday, you see that activity happen on Friday. The third Friday of every month is when you see the options expiration, and that's why you see that big stick of volume there. So it's really not as dramatic as some people might think of it, and so keep that in mind whenever you're seeing this pullback. Expect the following volume to the downside to be less dramatic. And again, we'll be looking for the entry signals. If we get more of these kind of candlestick formations, these larger ones that have no support, that would be, we just continue to let it fall. But when we start to see the right signals, things like this and things like that and things like that at the bottom, we'll pay attention to that and look for confirmation. It looks like that, and then we'll be a buyer of that situation, looking for it to move higher again still. All right, there's something else that you need to understand, and that is that the Dow Jones Industrial Average, or the Dow 30, is made up of multiple companies. They're weighted, but there are multiple companies that basically create the average that you're tracking right here on this chart, right? That makes sense to everybody? All right, so that means that there are 30 companies that their prices or variations of this chart. Now, some of them will track very close to what you've seen, and sometimes they will diverge a bit, while others will diverge this way. And so the average is what you're seeing here, right? That makes sense to everybody? All right, well, the reason I bring that up is because we're bringing out a new feature on the website at PerfectStockAlert.com. It's actually started late last night. And so that's there for you already. And in there, just like we do with the 20 some odd market charts that we track for you going around the globe, and we pick out the best ones that we see opportunities for, like we did over here and here. Okay, we select those for you guys and we'll tell you which ones we look at, we think are the strongest. We're doing the same thing now with the Dow 30. So the individual companies that make up the Dow Jones Industrial Average, that's basically what you can look for at the PerfectStockAlert.com website. Let me show you that right quick. Okay, so here we are on the website right here, the Dow 30 alerts. You can click on that and it'll take you to the individual companies. And again, my personal charts with my personal annotations are there, updated nightly, so you can see different various opportunities. And there are several that actually look very good to me and look like a situation where we want to see a little bit of a pullback before getting involved in this market pullback that we're seeing today. Gives us that opportunity, etc., etc. So we'll be looking for opportunities here. If you're bullish the Dow, but you don't know how to trade the Dow, or you don't like the idea of trading options or something of that nature, then you can always go find individual companies which make up the overall average, and therefore if the average rises, the majority of those individual companies will also rise. Or if the average falls, the majority of those individual companies would then be falling as well, because again, the Dow is an average, and so when you're looking at individual companies, the majority of them must do X in order for the average to do X as well, right? Okay. I've also had to move some things around on the site in order to fit this new stuff that we're putting out here. This is one of the items that we've added. And so it's all been moved around, but you'll find it's all still there. Nightly market analysis videos, market charts right there, my personal annotations up there nightly, trade school section, the 12 different 12 ways to trade stocks there, and then tutorial videos, and I've added them basically combine the technical analysis tutorial videos with the chart patterns, indicator overlays, all the different tutorial videos, but also with the fundamentals. And again, the balance sheet is not just a video saying this is what a balance sheet is. It goes line by line and tells you every single line on the balance sheet, what it represents, and so forth and so on. Same thing's done with the income statement, cash flow statement, etc. And then finally, we have this feature right here, the chat room. This is not available just yet. It's going to be there later this month, so it's coming out. We're having problems with our message forum, so we shut that down. And then instead of trying to bring out our new message forum, I thought, why not just do a chat room? It's going to be faster. We can use it intraday, etc., etc. Right? God bless. Take care. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe, and I will see you all on Monday. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.